Hi, I'm Dr. Amy Robbins, and welcome to Life, Death, and the Space Between podcast. I'm a clinical psychologist and medium, and here we explore life, death, consciousness, and what it all means. If you haven't had a chance yet or haven't subscribed to my podcast, please make sure that you hit subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Also, if you haven't rated and reviewed the podcast yet, I would really appreciate you taking just a few minutes to do that. I'm new on YouTube now, so you can watch the episodes, but please be a little forgiving with me with the video. I'm still working on figuring that all out. Also, if you haven't signed up for my newsletter yet, you can do that at dramyrobbins.com. And my new program I have coming out will be launching in April. So please make sure that you sign up for my newsletter and for the waitlist for that course so you don't miss any of the information going out about that. Today I have another ghost story to share with you. I'm excited to share this story today, and I'm experiencing it for the first time as I read it, and I just think that brings for a more authentic, genuine reaction from me. So here we go. My story started 4 years ago when a good friend, not just to me, but to many people of many communities, left this world way too soon. He could have been called an earth angel because whoever crossed his path was affected forever. His name was, let's just call him Mo. He was part of my cultural community and at the same time my son's coach. So I was lucky to have known him in 2 different settings. As I mentioned, he touched many hearts as well as my son's, as they both shared the love of soccer. 5 years ago, our community was getting ready for our New Year celebration, where a group gets together for our children's annual performances. It was late the night before our celebratory event where our kids were rehearsing until very late at night. And every year, Mo was in charge of the sound and lighting for the show. As I was waiting for my kids to wrap up their rehearsals, I was watching from a distance Mo talking to the music teacher about the technicalities of tomorrow's show. Suddenly, out of nowhere, I felt a terrible punch in my stomach, where some would say the solar plexus, and I knew it had to do with the faith of Mo, and it wasn't good, but I just didn't know what it was. I have to mention that I was an atheist, and I believed that there was nothing beyond this physical life. So I brushed off these sensations as just that, and I was tired and let it go. The next day, our annual celebration went as expected. Perfect to us parents. Fast forward 2 weeks, my husband and I were watching TV when we got a text from a mutual friend. Mo passed. Unfortunately, there was a terrible car accident and Mo was gone. His departure was felt by so many people, and it took a very long time for the pain to ease, even a little. He was the rock of his family, friends, and beyond. He was so loved that my son's soccer team decided to climb a mountain to paint his name so the entire town could see it. Lo and behold, a few weeks later, his name on the mountain got changed to my son's name. Let's just say his name is Sid, a very unusual name. The parents couldn't believe it and thought I changed the name. At this point, my atheist wall was slowly starting to crumble. On the last day of the soccer season, my son's soccer team had their last game of the tournament, and they were losing badly, something like 0-6. The game was on synthetic turf at the high school stadium with no natural grass or flowers around. From far away, I see a big red butterfly coming towards the boys and flying towards them for a good amount of time. Then that same butterfly came directly to us, the parents, and flew probably 6 inches away from one of us, almost like it was saying hello. I couldn't believe it. I wanted to shout, "It's Mo, it's Mo," but only said it in my mind because I didn't want to sound crazy. Deep inside, I knew it was him sending the butterfly as a messenger to say hello to his beloved team and parents. This year, I decided to see a medium with the intention of getting connected with him, mainly because I wanted to relieve some of the pain his wife was still holding and let her know he's still around. I scheduled right before the time I would visit Mo's wife, and I told Mo, if you have a message for your wife, please come through. Well, he did not disappoint. The day before the reading, as I was leaving the house, I noticed one penny outside my doorstep, and I knew right away it was a sign. I picked it up and looked at it. It was 1964, the year Mo was born. He was here. The night before the reading, as I was reading a book in bed, I suddenly felt the subtle warmth on the left side of my face, and I recognized the warmth of Mo, the same warmth that he generously gave to everyone who crossed his path. During the reading, he came through with no hesitation, with many pieces of evidence. It was also his wife's birthday, and I knew that penny was meant to be given to her as a tangible gift from him. It was a healing moment for the both of us. To this day, I do not fear death anymore, and I accept my intuition as more than just coincidence or luck. On a side note, me and Mo's wife share each other's sisters' names. His blood sister has the same name as I do, and her name is the same name as my blood sister's name. I don't think it is a coincidence. I now believe we are soul sisters. Thank you so much for sharing. The reason that I'm not sharing the name is that sometimes I get a request from listeners to keep their stories anonymous, so I will always honor that request. If you have a ghost story to share, please share it with me. You can email it to me at dramyrobbins@gmail.com. I love these ghost stories, and I know all of you love listening to them, so thank you.